the winter of 1972. My daughter Stephanie was in preschool at the time, and I called the doctor, the pediatrician, and I said, I'd like you to take a look at Stephanie. Something's not right. We went to the office and he examined her, and he said, I think you should go directly to Children's. We probably came there on a Tuesday. By Friday, we knew she had a brain tumor. They told me that the radiation would work, but it would be 6 months to 2 years, and they said within that time it would come back and that there would not be anything else that they'd be able to do. And that's when I got the idea to do something about that. I didn't feel that I could just sit around and wait for the inevitable to happen, that I wanted to find out what else was out there, what options were there. I met a woman who had recently lost a daughter who had a brain tumor, was about 7 years old, and I suggested to her that in her daughter's memory, would she be interested in raising research funds for brain tumor research? She agreed to this, and so we started out with the name the Mickey Ray Shanoff Foundation. In my mother's basement, we set up, and everybody in the family was involved in her family and in my family. We were raising research funds. That was what we were all about. After the first year, we concluded that we needed to change the name and not be just the name of a person, that a foundation for a person. We needed to have a more universal name. We changed the name to the American Brain Tumor Association.
I became aware of the ABTA in 1994 when I started my training as a neuro-oncologist. And I became aware of them because by then they were already well established as an organization that funded young investigators. What I learned about the ABTA, in addition to all the money that they give to young investigators who have bright ideas and are otherwise unable to pursue their research, is that they provide an invaluable service to patients and families.
One of the early things that we did is explaining about brain tumors, the different names, and how to talk to your doctor, what questions to ask.
When a patient comes into my clinic who is newly diagnosed with a brain tumor, I can hand them a booklet printed by the ABTA that says about brain tumors. I can open the index and I can say, this is your tumor. I can circle it in the book, say, go home and read about that. I can lead them to the website where they can get online support, where they can even join online web groups with other patients who are affected by the tumor. So I use the ABTA in so many ways, and every patient I've ever given a booklet to has said thank you, that it's been an invaluable resource for them.
That is always very gratifying to know that we've actually been able to give somebody some comfort and some direction at a time when they're in crisis. To me, that's a great thing.
I think the challenges in moving forward in brain tumors are not to give up. It's a big challenge. It always has been a big challenge. When I entered the field formally in 1994, the people who had raised me as a physician cautioned me not to enter the field because there was a perception that nothing was happening. What I learned when I actually decided to enter the field was that a lot was happening there. Everything's being tried, but it's a tricky disease, it's hard to treat, and we're going to have to keep trying if we plan to make any advances in the future to treat this disease. And I feel that we're on the cusp of major advances, and so doctors, patients, and families, don't give up.
We still have a long way to go because a diagnosis like Stephanie's diagnosis wouldn't be changed today. It wouldn't be different, and this is 35 years later.